Hi, today we'll take a look at a simple order form and we'll understand how we can create PDF files from this particular form. So as you can see, this is a simple order form which has been created in Notion, and with the use of this, whenever a user submits all the responses over here and they click on submit, the response gets captured onto the responses view that you can see over here. I've already created two submissions from that particular form, and what I want to do is I want to create a PDF file for every response that gets captured onto the Notion database. So for this, I will be using a tool known as PDF Output. PDF Output will help me create the PDF files on automation using a Google document and a Notion database as the source of information. So click on Create PDF and simply continue with your existing Google account which you want to use. And once we are logged in, we will be able to see the entire setup of how we can create the PDF files on automation. So right now we are logged in into the account, and you can see that straight away we need to add a database, then we need to add a document, and then we need to map the fields of the database onto the document to create the PDF file. First step is adding the database. So click on the drop down, click on add Notion database, and then we need to simply copy the database title. So we have the database title over here. Let's copy the database title which we'll be using for the automation setup. Go back, click on next, and here you have two options. Either you can go with a template that has been already provided. So this template is a demo database which will be copied over on your Notion workspace, which you can use for testing purpose. But I'm going to add my own database over here. Therefore I will select pages over in the list, click on select pages, and just enter the database title inside the search pages view. Here you will be able to add the database from the selection. So click on the particular response that you want to add it. So we have just added simple order form, and you will be able to see the form being added up over here. Okay. Now always when you're adding a database, and copy the database title and enter it over here inside the search pages. Do not add the database by selecting the pages from the list. Okay. If you do that, it will take a while to load all the databases and your experience may not be smooth. So my recommendation is always copy and paste the title inside the search pages to be able to add the database. One more thing which I want to highlight is if your database has relational properties. So let's say you have relation and roller properties used inside the database. Make sure all the relational databases as well as the main database which you are using are being added through the search pages view. Okay. So you need to copy the main database title and put it over here, and you also need to copy all the relational databases being used, and you need to put it over here to add the same. Okay. If you're not adding all the relational databases through search pages, your relation and roller properties will not be visible in the output. Therefore, you will not be able to see those in the mapping section as well. So always ensure the main database and all the relational databases are also added over here in the search pages, and everything is added one by one. Having considered this, scroll down, click on allow access, and now it will give access to the database for the rest of the steps. If you're not able to see the database pop up over here, simply refresh once and you will be able to see the database come up over here inside the select Notion database view. Okay. So if I click on the drop down, you can see simple order form appearing here. If I click on this, it will load all the database properties and you will be able to see the database properties appear over here at the bottom. So all the properties of the database which we already have over here are visible inside this particular section in the mapping section view. Okay. So you can see we have the email, the first name, the last name, and all the fields are already visible over here. Next is we need to add the document which we'll use for the automation setup. So click on add Google document, and you have two options. Either you can select any existing document which is on your drive. So if you click on this, it will ask you to add a document from your existing setup. So you can simply go to the documents view and add the document from this list. But we do not have any documents already added. So I will just click on add demo document, and this will create a new document for me right over here, which I can use for the mapping section. So let's wait for a few seconds as it is going to add a demo document, which it has already done. And here you can see all the properties of the database are already added. Okay, so let me remove the things which I do not need. So now you can see it has automatically added me these properties inside double curly brackets, which will be used for the mapping purpose. So we have first name, last name, quantity, question, respondent. All the fields which you already have in this particular form are already showing over here. Everything are placed inside double curly brackets. So it will replace these values on the double curly brackets, and it will fetch the information from the database, and it will generate the response over here to create the PDF file. Okay. If you want to create your own mapping, simply copy the field from here. So let's say I want to copy the email value. Click on copy over the email and go to anywhere on your document where you want to map it. Use Control V or Command V on your keyboard, and it will automatically paste the property value over there. Okay. Likewise, for first name, I can simply copy this. I can go to the document and I can paste it anywhere. So use Control V or Command V on your keyboard to copy paste the values, and it will automatically map the properties inside the document. Okay, so this happens live in real time, but we since already have all the mappings intact, I do not need to do that. One more step before we generate the PDF file is PDF file name. So I want to generate all the PDF files by the first name that we have over here. So I will select first name from the list. So now all the files will be created and stored as per the first name. Okay. Also, if you go to the database and scroll to the right side, you will see these two additional columns being added. One is generate PDF, one is PDF file. So if any record is set as ready to generate, it will automatically create the PDF file for those specific records, and it will store the PDF file right inside the PDF file section. Okay. So I've already marked two records as per ready to generate. Let me click on download PDF, and it will automatically start downloading the PDFs for me. And you will be able to see the PDF file populate over here inside this PDF file section within some time. It also downloads the PDFs onto the download folder, which you can see from downloads folder. But we can see that the files are already being generated over here. So let me click on open up this file, and now you will be able to see the particular file come up. So you can see all the fields have been correctly mapped, which we wanted to see, and everything has been fetched from the database and it has been mapped onto the document. Let's open the second one. So you can see this response is being captured. Okay, so basically it created two PDF files right over here with the automation setup, and we were able to generate it swiftly. Okay, but the best part is once everything is correctly set up, simply click on setup Notion automation, and it will create an automation flow. Okay, so basically now you just need to go back to the database and add the pages as required, put it as ready to generate, and the PDF files will be created instantly over here. You do not need to go back to PDF output ever again to manually generate all these PDF files. Okay, all you need to do is simply add the records, set as ready to generate, and it will automatically create the PDF files right over here. This happens hands free, and you do not need to worry about setting it up every time to create the PDF file. So this is the beauty of it. Everything happens in real time. You just need to add the records, set as ready to generate. It automatically creates the PDF file for you. Okay. For this, just ensure that everything is correctly intact and click on Setup Notion Automation. It will automatically create the automation setup where you can generate the PDF files. Okay. So that is the beauty of using this tool, as you do not need to go back to PDF output ever again to create the PDF files from scratch. I hope this entire explanation was helpful to you. If you still have questions, go to the chat bubble at the bottom and send me a message with your queries on this. I'll be able to take up any issues that you might have. Also, you can simply go to the contact section at the bottom of the page, and you will be able to reach out to me by sending an email over here. Okay. Also, you can create a free demo with me where I will be walking you through all the steps if you're still in confusion. So you can use the free demo option to get a demo on this tool. Okay. So meanwhile, you can see it has already started processing the file which we had set up as ready to generate while we were discussing, and it has already created the PDF file right over here. This is how beautiful